Rabbi Sachs has written, I understand, 7 books. I just got one of them. And he's a fantastic orator, a Talmid Chacham. He's Cambridge educated. And he flew in from England just for this conference, and he's flying back tomorrow. So you can imagine how much it means to us that he and the Rebbetzin came to grace our community, you, the conference. And really, we are very grateful that they came, and it's a big, big honor for us to have here Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, the Chief Rabbi of the British Commonwealth. Please.
Kvod Maradatra, Rabbi Lipner, Kvod Yaakov Neman. Yaakov, I hope you give my brothers a rise after this. Participants in this wonderful Institute of Medical Ethics, supporters of the Hebrew Academy of San Francisco, members of the San Francisco Jewish Federation, friends. You'll forgive me if I'm a tiny bit tired this evening. It is now 5:20 in the morning, London time, and I feel a little bit like the man who once dreamt he was giving a speech in the House of Lords and woke up to find that he was. But I do congratulate you and all of you for this marvelous gathering, this really wonderful occasion, and a very special word of thanks to echo that of Claude Gans, to your wonderful Rav, Rabbi Pinchas Lipner and his Rebbetzin, for all they have done in making this conference possible, in sustaining it throughout the years, and indeed in bringing Jewish education, Jewish day school education to this part of the world. Rabbi Lipner, when you built the Hebrew Academy, it was the first Jewish school here. Today, K'nai Nahara, there are 18 Gematria Chai. Bezrat Hashem, there will be 2 more new day schools in the coming year. San Francisco is lucky to have you, and I say to all of you, look after this man. He's a gem. You need him. I am proud to make his acquaintance. Friends, when I asked Rabbi Lipner what I should speak about, he said, talk about anything except Jewish medical ethics. We got 3 days of uninterrupted medical ethics. Talk about something different. So I will talk perhaps a bit about Jewish day schools, Jewish education, Jewish identity. I will talk just a little about the moral and spiritual implications of another technology that we're going through in this particular part of the world, the west coast of America, the internet revolution, instantaneous global communication. And to do so by meditating on the Sidra, on the parasha we read today, Parashat Yitro. I want to meditate on 2 words in that Sidra, and let me give a preface to what I want to say in terms of a story that I love very much. For Bavonotai Harabim, for my many sins, amongst other things, until 1997, I was chief rabbi of, amongst other places, Hong Kong, because in those days it was still part of it was a British colony, as you were once upon a time, I seem to recall. And nothing personal. And 1997, of course, they gave it back to China, and the Hong Kong Jewish community asked me to stay on as their chief rabbi. So I suppose de facto I am chief rabbi of China, which is something. I have to say, in 1991, when I first became chief rabbi, somebody gave me a directory of all the Jewish communities in the world. And every single one, they had an entry saying, what is the total population, what is the Jewish population, and I will never forget, the entry under China. It said the following: China, population 1 billion, Jewish population 5. And I said to Elaine, I guarantee you two things. If there are 5 Jews in China, number one, there are certainly 6 shuls, and number two, someone somewhere is saying the Jews are running the country. However, I love the following story about a British academic and philosopher who went to the Philosophical Academy in Beijing to deliver. They invited him to deliver a lecture on some very complex philosophical topic, not speaking fluent Mandarin. They arranged for him to have a Chinese interpreter. So he came before this vast gathering of Chinese philosophers, and he began his lecture, said a sentence, waited for the translator to translate. But the translator said, no, carry on, you know, I'll stop you when I need to stop you. So he went on, second sentence, third. He went on for 15 minutes. And then the translator said, stop, and said 4 words in Chinese to the audience. Ha, hi, cha, shonghua, something, whatever it is, my Mandarin is also not that great. And then he said, carry on. The philosophers spoke for another 15 minutes. The translator stopped, said 4 words to the audience, the same after 45 minutes. And at the end of an hour, at the end of the lecture, delivered 3 words to the audience in Chinese. And all the audience duly stood up and filed out. And the British philosopher went over to the Chinese interpreter and he said, I'm stunned. I have just given the most complex lecture. How on earth did you sum it up in so few words? And the Chinese interpreter said, very easy. After 15 minutes, I said, so far, he hasn't said anything new. After half an hour, I said, he still hasn't said anything new. After 45 minutes, I said, I don't think he's going to say anything new. And after an hour, I said, I was right, he didn't. Friends, I want to do one of the hardest things on earth. I want to try and say something new. Something new about Jewish identity, something new about words that we read this morning in our reading of the Torah, which you know, which are engraved on every Jewish heart. I made a discovery, I'm sure somebody has said this before, but I'm not sure. And in one of the journeys of discovery I made while writing my last book, I discovered this. It excited me. I hope it excites you.